Oi boys, welcome back to another episode, Oddtakes episode 5, and we are going to start the new year by following up on a previous story involving the Penrith Panthers centre Brent Naden and his admiration for booger sugar. So basically, if you didn't know, Brent Naden did test positive for cocaine use, and typically the sentencing for recreational drug use, which in layman's terms just pretty much means personal use or out of competition use, the minimal sentencing was 4 years, but luckily for Brent Naden, WADA, aka the World Anti-Doping Agency, this year they changed the sentencing for positive tests due to recreational drug use and brought it down from 4 years to as little as 3 months, which honestly, it makes sense, you know, if they're not in competition doing what they're doing. I just don't reckon it's worth a 4-year ban. Breaking the law, on the other hand, for possession is a whole nother matter in itself and should be handled accordingly. But yeah, I don't know, it's hard to put into words, but I just didn't think athletes deserve to be punished for 4 years for something they did in their personal time. So as for the sentencing for Brent Naden, mate, he is one lucky snow enthusiast. Let me just pull up the article for you real quick. So, via Fox Sports, the NRL has confirmed a 1-month suspension for Penrith Panthers centre Brent Naden, backdated to the date of his provisional suspension. Naden was suspended on December 1st. After testing positive to cocaine the night of the grand final loss to Melbourne. It was established that Naden's ingestion of cocaine was out of competition and not performance enhancing purposes. Man, Brent Naden is one lucky son of a gun. If this new law didn't exist this year, man, he would have been kissing his NRL contract goodbye. The man copped a 1-month suspension and he will be forced to, you know, the usual rollouts for situations like this. They put them on some sort of rehabilitation program for a couple of weeks, but do they really need the rehab? Are they truly fighting demons, boys? Come on. Or was he just partying a little too hard? I mean, we'll never know. All we can really do is just speculate to ourselves, have a bit of a yarn, have a bit of a joke, all in good jest, you know. Of course, there's no malice between these, or there's no malice behind anything I'm saying. Anyway, Brent Naden gets saved by the new law from WADA. Now, for those of you comparing the situation to, say, Bronson Xerri, who's been suspended for 4 years, oh well, it's looking likely. I'm not sure if the sentencing has been carried out, but the situations aren't similar at all. Bronson Xerri, what he tested positive for was, I think it was anabolic steroids, literal performance enhancing drugs, which is the biggest no-no. That's like actually cheating. Whether or not he was aware of it being in his system, it's not looking good for Xerri. You can't compare that to Brent Naden, who's said his was out of competition. I've seen a lot of people trying to give Xerri a pass, but he's young, you know, he'll be back. I think he'll be around 24 when he makes his return. So yeah, man, it's rough. It's rough for Xerri, but he's got to take accountability for this one. And I mean, he should ultimately be knowing what's going in and out of his body, you know. And just to be clear, I am not condoning one over the other. I reckon both of these dudes are morons for even putting themselves in these situations, you know. But yeah, Brent Naden, Penrith Panthers fans probably loving the fact that he'll be back playing this upcoming season. My opinion on it, I'm honestly here just for the hot cuppa and the banter, boys. The OddSquad knows what's up, baby. He's a pretty good player. I've got a little ranking system for players, and he's on the high end of average, not exactly above average, but he's pretty good. Other than that story, these past couple of weeks haven't been as spicy as previous seasons. I mean, there have been a couple of player transfers and whatnot, the biggest being, or actually it's more rumors, like the Cowboys and the Storm being interested in Xavier Coates. I never really pay attention, or I always find it weird that they do negotiate while they are currently under contract. Also, there was some pretty bad news about Jamil Hoppa being arrested. He is a former felon, by the way, and he was arrested and apparently about to be charged with 3 counts of common assault, 2 counts of stalking or intimidation, and mid-range drink driving. Boys, it is not looking good for Jamil Hoppa. He made his debut this year, played 12 games for the Broncos, and he was an okay player, pretty average. But yeah, off contract, it's looking like he won't be back in the NRL anytime soon or ever. But yeah, boys, that'll pretty much wrap up this episode of Oddtakes. Shout out to the OddSquad, they keep supporting in the comments. Don't forget to leave a hashtag OddSquad if you want to see more content. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you.
I'll get a buzz as soon as I drop. I remember
later.
Late nights with a dinner plate and a 50 bill trying to hit the booth. 30 seconds in the microwave. I ain't talking about heated food. Credit card getting lit clean with a bad taste trying to hit the roof. Yellow skin with a body shock, charged up like I'm Pikachu. All these rappers talk heavy, say swear you done what you say. But in high school days is the only time that you ever seen let it in case. Fuck that.